Hey guys, Trisha Turner here. This is Tuesday. This is Anything But Average Achieving Success in Life. This is Wendy Kline, who is a dear friend of mine, also a mom in business. So if you've been following the show, we're on year 3 of consistent podcasting every Tuesday at 12 o'clock Central. And the purpose of the show is to bring you positivity, whether you're in real estate or any other industry. We believe everybody has a story. We believe everybody has a level of success. And so we're here to bring that into the world. And so the month of May is also Mother's Day. And so every month I try to do a different theme. And so this month we're doing moms in business. Wendy is here in the Houston area with me. She is killing it in the real estate industry, and she's an amazing mom. So we're going to hear a little bit about that. And she's got an announcement for you guys to hear about. So we're going to go all into that. So hi, Wendy.
Hey there. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you too. So for people that don't know who Wendy Kline is, they should give us a little bit of background. I know her, but you guys need to know where is she at in the Houston area, how long she's been doing real estate, and kind of what her last sales volume was for last year.
Oh, that's a lot. Hi, folks. It's Wendy Kline with Wendy Kline Properties. I am located in Hempstead, Texas, my main office. So at the corner of Highway 6 and 290. Sort of those people know that intersection of either you go to Austin, UT, or you take a right to go to A&M. So that's where our main office is. We're excited to be here. This town is growing, just like everybody seeing that expansion out from Houston, just out in all directions. We enjoy living on a farm and ranch. So we have cows and horses. Our lifestyle is kind of different from some of those folks that live in the city, but we do a lot of city in-town property as well. So my background is I've been a real estate broker since 2006. I come before that from the title background. So that gave me all the basis for knowledge of what it takes to get a transaction closed once you actually get it under contract. So that's a little bit of my background. I have 2 sons still at home, one that's graduating high school on Friday, and he is also in real estate school to become licensed. He will take his test here pretty quickly. So we're hoping to have this as a family business. My youngest son is a junior in high school, finishing up his junior year. And then my oldest is already grown and lives in Austin. So our sales volume typically is anywhere from 40 to 60 million. It really just depends on the year. So that's kind of what we strive to do. But I'm more about volume. It's not really about that for me. It's about personal touches and personal relationships and building a history. I base my business off of a high referral business with people who've had great experiences. We want to make the transaction smooth. We want to be able to be available for them. And that's really the most important thing for us in our business as we look forward to growing in the future, is building relationships one person at a time. And we don't call them deals. We call them the people behind the deal.
I love that. Okay, so I'm going to back step on a little bit of what she said. 40 to 60 million, you guys, is big numbers. And she does it without a huge team. It's basically her and a couple of agents, and it's her running it like a crazy. She's got a large staff, so she's learned to leverage, and she's learned to be out there and do what she's good at, which is talking to people, growing relationships. You also deal in a lot of horse properties and rural land, correct, Wendy?
Yes, I do a lot of farm and ranch property. This Mother's Day, my gift was from my husband, my family, to me, was a new trailer for my mule so that the ramps weren't quite as heavy for me to get up by myself. So that was a super big deal because I can do that all on my own now and don't need help because those ramps were heavy on our other trailer. So kind of unusual Mother's Day gift. But yes, we do a lot of farm and ranch property. I do have my logo on my horse trailer. I am a professional barrel racer as well, as a member of the WPRA and PRCA. So when I go to an event, I do get a lot of business from fellow athletes in the equestrian industry, whether it's hunter jumper or Western barrel racing, roping, reining horses. I've got Pasofino ranches, so and also cattle ranches, because my logos are on my son's trailer as well, and he shows at the national level, all the big shows like Houston, Fort Worth, San Antonio. So we do a lot of business within the industries which we play in. I tell people I know dirt, and I really love that new song by Dirt because it really has a big meaning in my life.
Okay, so first of all, the fact that you're a barrel racer, that's very unique in itself. To do the volume that you do is also like crazy because not a lot of people can handle that or even do that or even achieve
Right.
that. So, for you being a mom and a woman in business, what does a typical day look like for you? How do you manage all of that and run a successful business? Walk us kind of through your day.
Well, my day starts usually early, about 5:30. I do get up and work out because that's just starts your mind off, get your energy going. With both boys in school, they get up and feed horses and cows before they go to school. So this summer they'll switch into some higher rigor activities on the ranch, like some mowing, weed eating, maintaining. But get them off to school, and they're pretty self-sufficient as far as it goes. And then we jump over to the office by 9 o'clock. I'm answering the phone by 8, of course, trying to tackle, early calls and things that have carried over, emails that have come in. I confer with the team as soon as I get here. The schedule is always ready, with the exception, like, Tricia, of closings that jump in there, which are a huge blessing. You're like, whenever we get the docs to title, we'll be there. So those are the things that switch our days up. But we do, the most important thing that we adhere to is our Tuesday meetings for our team, so that we're all caught up and on the same page of where we are in the process of each file that we have, whether it's a listing or something under contract or something that's closed that we need to make sure that we've closed the file out correctly. So that's usually our mid-morning conversation here in the office with everyone, especially on Tuesdays. The other thing that really makes us work well is the calendar system that we use. So it's nothing fancy, just Outlook, but we color code who needs to go where and who needs to follow up. If you need time off, definitely take it, because that's what we're all about. We, in the past, we've seen a lot of agents burn out, and especially team members. It says it's just too much. So what we tried to remember is we are people. We're not just realtors that can work 24/7. So we make sure that people have enough time off. Our team members, hey, I need to go. Hair is important. All of us. Most of us are ladies in here. So when it comes to a hair appointment, it's on the calendar. Please go get your hair done. And I know that sounds simple, but we have to be in this business is 24/7. Sometimes people want things instantaneously, but the thing that I cherish is my team. We have got a great camaraderie here at the office. We all appreciate one another, and we want to make sure that everybody has enough time to live their life. So back to that, schedules are important. That's what our daily, I follow my schedule. If it's a closing or if it's a pre-listing or whatever comes up, we will make sure that it's on the calendar so that everything gets done by the end of the day. We try to, as a family, eat dinner together sometimes.
That's nice.
Yes, so we don't always get to cook a lot, so that's one of those things. But we manage to try to get together at least 3 times a week, and that way we can have family time as well, because they're not going to be at home much longer.
No.
Yeah.
No. And when you talk about growing a family business, because you guys all work in like ranching and farm and stuff like that, I mean, you're heavily involved in farming and real estate. How does that all go together? And putting that together as the mom and the business owner?
Lots of coordination and communication. Both of the boys, Addison and Wyatt, are very responsible. They go and help get feed and get, supplies. The good thing is I'm very blessed with the horse side of it. My feed company delivers, my hay company delivers, and my alfalfa company delivers, which saves a half a day on each of those. We do have someone who helps us part-time on the ranch, which is maintaining things like cleaning stalls and weed eating. But I really actually enjoy mowing, although I don't get the opportunity to do it very much. But we prioritize as the family of how and delegate. The boys are like Wyatt's in charge of keeping the gas tanks full around the ranch so that we're ready to mow or weed eat. It's there. Addison's in charge of, Addison has show cattle. And so he is in charge of going to get his feed and that's in Bryan College Station. So it's an hour away. So we try to coordinate when he's going to get to go and make sure he does that. And soon, very soon, and you'll see it on Facebook, his baby turkeys will come. And so this is his last year as a senior to get to participate in the Waller County show. So the turkeys will be here. They're about a 5-month project. So unfortunately, they come right at the end of school. And then you have them until October. So we never get a summer vacation without.
I bet.
Yes. So that's the kind of challenge of it. But we do work really well together as a family. We communicate about anything. We don't try to waste trips, so it's just one of those things that it takes a little bit of time. And some people would feel like you are pinned down or you have to, and to me, it's not. It's more like, hey, this is a delegation thing. And if you're going to go here, you're best suited that you do this task and this task. I'll be here to this task, this task. And then also the free time scheduled off. It's there because we programmed it into the calendar. So nobody gets overwhelmed.
I love that. And you guys have a brick and mortar too, don't you?
Yes. So, yes, our office is here at the corner of Highway 6 and 290 here in Hempstead. And so we have an agent training center for growing the business. We
Love
have
that.
Yes, so we're really excited about that. And then we have all of our staff here that, they come in every day, with the exception of Alicia. She had her first baby. And so, yes, and she does amazing work. But she's very flexible. Like yesterday, for instance, she met me on the road to hand me some brochures and flyers that I needed for my showing that afternoon. So she is very connected with us. We get her on the phone whenever we have meetings, and she does all the marketing, all the Facebook posts, Bryan College Station, MLS. She does LoopNet. She's just amazing. So we allow her and Skylar to work from home.
Which is a huge blessing because marketing is a lot. And especially in our market like it is, like, things have shifted dramatically. And so when you're running an operation like that, when you are looking at making changes and growing and doing things like that, how does this market shift affect you at all? Are you worried? Are you concerned? What's your thoughts?
I am always worried. That's just kind of my nature. But I try really hard. My business plan is always God's plan in my life. I listen to him. When the phone's ringing hot and heavy, I'm like, thank you, Lord. When the phone rests today, I'm like, thank you, Lord. So, and people, my coaches in the past have had real issue with that. And okay, sorry, this is my plan. So I like to try to maintain a certain level of production, but guess what? It's always been consistent, and I've never really had any other plan other than trust in him. So what we try to do in terms of looking at the market is we try, for instance, during Harvey, during the freeze, during tax day, we never cut our marketing budget. We kept marketing because people look at me as a heavy listing agent. That's what I do. And so we didn't have any layoffs. We didn't have any, our staff got paid because, those are the things that are most important to our heart, our clients and our team. So looking at the market and what it's doing in correction wise, I think it might have a small effect, a ripple effect, but we're also in, just like yourself, on the suburbs of Houston, where I work a lot of Houston, Interloop, Memorial, those areas, Cypress, those areas, as well as farms and ranches everywhere. I think I'm a little bit more insulated to an adjustment, but we are being careful in making sure that we do our daily practice every day. And take good care of our customers and our leads that come in and treat them like people, not leads. And I think that's the key to doing things. And I think the other key is just management.
Oh, yeah. That's huge. Like operations, like if you don't have that stuff down to a science, it's chaos. You know that. You and I have talked about that. And to get it to that level of like streaming is hard. You got to have the right people.
Yes.
And you've done that with your big staff. So for you guys that don't know, Wendy has her own independent brokerage. She's been at other companies as well. Walk us through why you left different companies, why you opened your own brokerage, and why we're going to be talking about what we're about to announce today.
Well, when I started out in business many years ago, my first broker was a husband-wife team, and that lasted one transaction.
Oh, gosh.
Period. And I quickly learned that's not where I wanted to be. I am a person of high integrity. I was an escrow officer before. I'm notarizing documents. I'm, understanding that people understand what they're signing. I took that to the most important level, which is trust with people and honesty and integrity. So I left that first brokerage, went over to join a team over at Remax, quickly learned that I'm not a follower, I'm a leader.
Yes,
Oops.
you are.
So what we had to do with that situation was I went to the broker of record and I said, I'm really having trouble with some, again, issues with the team lead that I'm new in business, but I've got 15. I had 17 listings of her 15, of her 17, 15 were mine.
Oh,
Whenever we parted ways, she taught me a great deal. And I will never not acknowledge that of what that team lead taught me. But hence moved on. So I stayed with Remax. I enjoyed working there in Cypress. That's where I was born and raised. And I love the walk-in traffic that I got as far as meeting new people. I also love mentoring agents. I was always in the office, always dressed and ready for an appointment. Agents would come to me and ask me, how do I do this? Or what's the best way to approach this? Or I'm in a bind with this contract. Can you help me? Or what do you think about this price? One of my favorite ones was a friend of mine, Mark Manahal, rolled his chair back in the hallway and he goes, Wendy. I'm like, yes. He goes, I'm losing this listing. You can sell it. Go get it. So I paid him a referral fee and I sold it like that. Just because my approach, I'm a horse person and it was a horse property. So So growing with Remax, I left them because my particular broker moved to a different office and it wasn't the right culture for me. In fact, I was 40 years old, single. My mother calls me and says, you're leaving Remax. What? What, Mom? What?
Why?
And I really didn't say that. That was in my mind because if I talked to her like that, she jack slapped me. She's like, I'm like, ma'am. So she was right. So it was time to move on. And as God puts the right people in your right path, I was at the Luxury Home Institute International annual meeting. Yep. And I sat next to a really hyper, puppy. She was full of energy. I'm kind of, I'm on the verge of we're going on our own or what are we doing? And so I'm sitting next to wonderful person that introduces me to her broker. And at that time in my life, I had a operations manager that was born and raised in Memorial. So she loved the idea of interviewing with that broker, which is Keller Williams Memorial. So we went on and joined KW Memorial. The mileage from my house to the office is 56 miles.
Oh yeah.
So it was a challenge there. I liked being as a part of the team. It was difficult to get into the Memorial market, as you know. So my business here in Hempstead and in Cypress was pretty much the biggest book of my business. So when I decided, hey, it's just time to go on our own. So we did that a few years ago. We've enjoyed it. So we have seen zero challenges because we don't have no drama, no worries about things. But I'm pretty much a driver. So it's not like other people who just are independent agents and don't know how to make their business prosperous. So we are very driven. We know what we need to do. Everybody on our team knows what they need to do as far as their jobs to create new business and to keep the business that we have, and then create a referral-based business, which is everyone's goal. So when life came to this point, then with a decision, again, God had me on a plane, and I was sitting with Trisha Turner, not talking about real estate. We were talking about mortgage.
Yes.
And so we got the chance to just briefly interact with Trisha and some other realtors and brokers that were looking at how to grow their business in terms of being a mortgage loan officer, which I am not. But that introduction and that trip gave me some seeds in my mind about our big announcement, which is, can I say it, Trisha?
Yeah, do it. Let's do it.
Wendy Kline Properties joined EXP. So we are super excited. I love their culture. I love what they stand for. Realtors again, that's one of my passions is growing baby agents. Believe it or not, I've got some really good agents out there that were my very first assistant when I went in business.
Yep.
And that's what we want to do in the future is inspire other people and help them be prosperous in the business, and just to know and grow together, and build that synergy. So it flowed with our plan in life. So we're super excited to be a part of EXP. We are not even at the tip of the mountain. We've got a lot to learn. So we're so excited about that. And we just look forward to our relationships with Trisha and other EXP brokers, and really want to get out there and help other people be more successful in life as a realtor, with the balance, the training, just the discipline, and helping each other. I'm a very service-oriented person. My entire team has a servitude spirit. And I think that this is the right place for us to be, where we're supposed to be.
It's so funny, you guys. So for y'all that didn't know, I was an independent broker too, on my own brokerage. I've been with EXP, it'll be 4 years in October. Changed my life when I switched over. It was one of the best business decisions of my life, because it brought me, when you hear Wendy talk, when she says she's kind of a driver, she's a total driver. You, like, know how research works and how followers work and leaders and all that. 5% of the world are leaders and 95% are followers. And so when leaders get around each other and that synergy and that energy, it's like you just want to be around that constantly, but it's hard to find. And when I switched over to EXP and got involved in our group that we're in, which were honey badgers, it's like there they all were. It's like, where have they been my whole life? And so here in Houston, where I am, I've been seeking like others like-minded to be doing this with me, because I do believe EXP is the best real estate company in history. As an independent broker owner, Wendy can't give agents all that there is out there. We can't anymore. The world is changing. The industry is changing. Right. It's disruptive. There's big disruptors coming at us, trying to take our commission at all times, which is how we feed our families. And then there's no training offered at most other companies. And you've got to be highly trained and highly skilled. The consumer expects it now, and they should be, because we're dealing with their biggest asset. And so when you're looking at other brokers, it's hard to align with that, because most other brokers, unfortunately, are lazy and they don't pour into the agent because it's expensive and it's time consuming. And Wendy's just the opposite. She's just like me. She's in production still, which I also am, but she's like highly engaged with agents. She wants them to do more and be more, because we do believe we're better together. And so when we started talking, I was like, oh my gosh, like, you got to do this with me, because I need you. We can do so much together. And she's not that far from me. And we're in the process of getting our own event center here. She has a center in her office where she does training. So this is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. Wendy, you have no idea.
Oh, I am too. And when I first met you, your energy level and your posts every day, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. Oh, and then so I won't go and post and do things. And then people are like, we missed you. Where are you at?
Where you been?
Oh, okay. Sorry. So it's one of those things whenever you kind of inspired me to help me get out of my like little shell. So I because the social media thing is always something that you worry about. Oh my gosh, do I look good? Do I did this? It's live. That's what people like. If people, yes. there is no perfect. So you just gotta have fun. So I've started posting a lot of fun stuff. You've inspired me. I don't know if you saw my post the other day, but I went on a listing presentation and there was a mama duck that had laid her, and the man knew she laid 9 eggs in there. And so I said, hey, if you can buy the mama duck and get the ranch free. So get out of your box and letting people see what the life of agent looks like. Other than just sell is something that I'm trying to do a little bit more of, and to show that, we're people, we're having fun just like you are in life, and we're here for you, whether you're, whatever you need us to do in real estate, upsize, downsize, move cities, get a second home, whatever it is that, we're there with you, because we're right out there in the public having fun, doing our life the same way that you're living yours. So
I love that. And you guys, like real estate agents, and we have a lot of real estate agents that watch this show, she is one of the only ones that's really out there engaged, in production. So she knows what's in the trenches every single day, but really like educating the agents, because it's hard. And we were having a conversation here in our training room, because we do weekly trainings just like Wendy does. And I was telling the agents, the beauty with EXP, one of the beauties is that there's multiple streams of income, because right now, like 47% of the real estate agents haven't even sold a home since COVID because we have no inventory. And now with the market shift like it's going, 20%, maybe even 25% of the agents and lenders will be out of business because of such a shift. And so when you look at that, it's like, A, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people and people doing the right thing. But B, if you can get multiple streams of income coming in where you're not just relying on that transaction to pay your bills, that's a security blanket. And there is no other company that offers it other than EXP.
That was the key for Donald and I making the decision to come over to EXP, was just the ability to grow that downline through quality agents and to help. I mean, I eventually want to retire someday. I can't really even imagine that, but I say that, so I don't know if it's really going to happen. But because I envision staying in business and helping my kids to take over the business and become the best versions of themselves and to carry on what we've started in the business. But that was the biggest decision for Donald and myself, was the EXP revenue model is just phenomenal. Their training within the cloud, so you can really get what you need and do to whatever level that you want your production or your knowledge base to be. You can pursue that, and we're definitely excited about sharing that with other people. So during this downturn, I agree with you. We definitely want to make sure that we have got different revenue streams, but also focusing on our main business. So a lot of people go, oh, I'm selling this or I'm selling that on the side. I don't have a side hustle. This is my hustle every day. So I encourage people to stay focused, that are realtors that want to stay in the business and get in the right atmosphere that encourages you, gives you opportunities to learn how to do an open house and do open houses, to get buyers, to different things, answering the phone. Do you have a phone day that I can get a lead, and those sorts of things, and how to help with them on social media as well, because again, that's what we are seeing that gets us out there with the public. So just make sure that if you're an agent and you're listening, align yourself with the right broker. We're here if you'd like to join us. Come see us. But also just make sure that it's something that you really are passionate about, because you will be able to make that market adjustment. But again, if you want to talk about EXP's programs, we're definitely, Tricia and I are here to talk about it, because we'd be happy to help you.
Yeah, you're looking at two people that are brokers and own their own, brokerages. Like, I've had enough of that, being out of that. And when I switched over, I loved it. Like, I was happy as can be. I never thought I was going to do anything different. But then when I got involved in that whole nother world, and I was telling my kids about it last night, we just got into a conversation about it last night. And I said, when I look back, when I met Jay Kinder and Michael Reese, which is who I'm aligned with, and now Wendy is as well, I met them 5 years ago, and it's changed my life forever. Mm-hmm. And because of that one introduction to them, it just opened so many more doors. It's expanded my vision. It's expanded my life. My kids' lives are better. Now we have a huge business, and it's almost like building a brokerage within a brokerage, because that's what we basically do. We have a brick and mortar just like Wendy does, and then we grow it within, and then we want to do more and be around more agents and help more. And so with Wendy, you're seeking to grow agents, right, on your team, and other brokers that want to talk to you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, with your brick and mortar, you probably have space that people could come in there and like a shared workspace, right?
We do. We have a conference room. We have a training center, and we definitely will provide agents with an office, a desk. And so we're also hiring a couple of new ISAs. So anybody who wants that kind of position. So inside sales, answering the phone, setting appointments. So we definitely have some ability for growth, but for agents, we are all about getting them here, getting them successful, getting them a deal in the pipeline, and keeping their pipeline going between closings, because that's how they need to live. So yes, we're ready. That's why we opened this office. We love this office location. We have a lot of windows. It's really light and bright. And again, our team is pretty awesome. Everybody is laughing most of the time because we all appreciate each other. And we all know that we're all doing our jobs. So everybody's carrying their own weight in terms of that. And we all get along great. So the positivity is here. And it carries you. You want to be here.
That. Yeah, I cannot wait to see where we go from here. I cannot wait. So you guys paying attention, Wendy Kline Properties is now with eXp Realty, and we are super excited. So Wendy, how can they find you to set up a conversation with you, to reach out to you? What's the best place?
You can find us by my cell phone first, which is 281-460-9360. And also you can find us on our website. So Wendy at WendyKlineProperties.com, and you can email at Wendy@WendyKlineProperties.com. Our office is at 980 Business 290 in Hempstead. So once you take 290 out to Hempstead, you're going to turn left like you're going into town. And our office is the first building on the left. You will see my face on the side of the building. So yeah, definitely reach out to us. You can even log into har.com and find a realtor and find my name, and it'll immediately come to me. And I'll pick up the phone and give you a call back. I'd love to set appointments to meet people, talk about if it is the right spot for you to be, because we definitely want to help you grow as we grow. So reach out to us. We're here. We'd love to have you.
I love it. Thank you for being on today, Wendy. So you guys, recap there. She's not only a successful woman in business, but a mom in business and a broker just switching over to EXP. 40 to 60 million in production is huge numbers, and she's looking to grow more and do more. So y'all make sure and reach out to her, Wendy Kline Properties. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah,
Bye.
have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.